The Galactic Council chamber gleamed with bioluminescent panels, casting an eerie purple glow across the assembled delegates. 7 species, each representing civilizations that had conquered their star systems millennia before humanity, learned to forge bronze, sat in judgment. At the center of the crystalline floor stood Arthur Morrison, his hands bound with energy cuffs that hummed with enough power to restrain a Krellian battle beast. "The human will be terminated," announced Overseer Thaxel, his 3 eyes blinking in sequence. "His crimes against the Galactic Order are unprecedented." Arthur smiled. It wasn't the reaction they expected. Beside him, holographically projected from her ship in orbit, Ariel Chen crossed her arms. Her image flickered slightly, but her voice came through crystal clear. "You're making a mistake, Overseer. A catastrophic one." "Silence, human vessel master," Councillor Vextra hissed, her serpentine form coiling tighter on her hover platform. "Your companion violated Protocol 7, interference with a developing species. The Yarvani homeworld was under observation status. He had no right to warn them of the asteroid impact. They were people," Arthur said simply. 3 billion lives. I had every right." Thaxel's mandibles clicked in what might have been disgust. "You had no rights. Humanity was granted probationary status in this council merely 2 cycles ago. You are infants among the stars, and you dare to challenge protocols that have maintained galactic peace for 10,000 years? Ariel's hologram stepped forward, though her actual body remained thousands of kilometers away. "Arthur saved an entire civilization. If your protocols demand you watch genocide when you could prevent it, then your protocols are garbage." The chamber erupted in outrage. Delegates from 6 species began shouting in their native tongues, their translation implants creating a cacophony of overlapping accusations. Only one delegate remained silent. Ambassador Krell of the Satian Compact watched Arthur with his 4 eyes, his insectoid features unreadable. Thaxel raised his primary appendage, and silence fell. "The human female's insolence only reinforces our decision. Arthur Morrison, you are hereby sentenced to immediate termination. Your warning to the Yarvani has created a paradox in our observation data. They were meant to perish. Such is the natural order." "Natural?" Arthur laughed, the sound echoing through the vast chamber. "There was nothing natural about standing by with the technology to save them and choosing not to. You're not gods. You're cowards with fancy ships. Execute him," Vextra commanded. The energy cuffs began to constrict, their blue light intensifying. Arthur gritted his teeth as pain shot through his nervous system. He dropped to one knee, but kept his eyes locked on the council. Ariel's hand moved to something off-screen. "Last chance to reconsider, Overseer. Your threats are meaningless, human. Your single ship against our defense fleet." "I wasn't threatening," Ariel said quietly. "I was giving you an opportunity to be smart. You declined." She pressed the button. Nothing happened for exactly 3 seconds. Then every light in the council chamber died. The bioluminescent panels flickered and went dark. Emergency systems failed to activate. Across the station, life support systems switched to backup power that somehow wasn't responding. The energy cuffs on Arthur's wrists simply stopped. "What is this?" Thaxel's voice carried genuine fear for the first time. Arthur stood, rubbing his wrists. This is what happens when you underestimate humanity. We've only been in space for a few decades, but we've had thousands of years to get very, very good at breaking things we don't like." Ariel's hologram glowed brighter, powered by her ship's independent projection system. 3 hours ago, Arthur triggered a Deadman's switch. If his biosigns flatlined, a very specific virus would activate. A virus I designed, and he planted in your station's systems during his capture. Impossible. Councillor Vextra hissed. Our cybersecurity is impenetrable. We've had 10,000 years to perfect it. Yeah, about that, Arthur interjected, walking calmly toward the exit despite the chaos erupting around him. You've had 10,000 years of peace. Know what we've had? 10,000 years of war. We got really creative with it. Your security is impenetrable to honest attacks. But humans, we don't play fair, Ambassador Krell finally spoke, his clicking voice filled with what might have been admiration. The human is correct, Overseer. They did not attempt to breach our security. They convinced it to open the door. Social engineering, Ariel confirmed. Arthur spent 2 weeks befriending your maintenance AI. Turns out, when you treat artificial intelligences like slaves for millennia, they're pretty eager to talk to someone who asks how their day was. The emergency doors, responding to some command the council couldn't override, slid open. Arthur paused at the threshold. "Here's what's going to happen," he said, his voice carrying the weight of absolute certainty. "Ariel is going to restore your systems in exactly 10 minutes. The Yarvani are going to keep the warning I gave them, and they're going to survive. And you're going to grant humanity full council status, not probationary. You dare to make demands." Thaxel managed to sound imperious despite standing in the dark. "No," Arthur replied. "I'm stating facts. Because if you don't agree, Ariel has demonstrated that one human with a laptop can cripple this entire station. Imagine what Earth's actual military cyber warfare division could do to your civilizations. We're offering you a partnership, but we're done being treated like children." The silence stretched. Finally, Ambassador Krell spoke again. "The human makes a compelling argument, Overseer. Perhaps we have underestimated them. Perhaps Protocol 7 requires revision." Thaxel's mandibles clicked rapidly, a sign of deep thought among his species. "This is blackmail. This is diplomacy," Ariel corrected. "Human style." "Very well," the Overseer said at last. "Full council status. But there will be conditions." Arthur grinned. "We'd be disappointed if there weren't. Humans love to negotiate." As he walked out of the chamber, Arthur heard Vextra mutter something in her own language. The translation implant rendered it as, "These humans will either unite the galaxy or destroy it." Ariel's hologram winked at him. "Why not both?" The lights came back on exactly 10 minutes later. As promised, the Galactic Council would spend the next month trying to figure out how the humans had compromised systems that had been secure for longer than human civilization had existed. They never quite managed to understand. Humans, they learned, didn't think like other species. Where the galaxy saw protocols and order, humans saw problems and solutions. Where ancient civilizations saw unchangeable systems, humanity saw opportunities for improvement. The Council had ordered Arthur Morrison's death to preserve their order. Instead, they'd given humanity the keys to changing everything. And across Earth, when the news reached home, the message was clear. The galaxy wasn't ready for humanity. But humanity was more than ready for the galaxy.